guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video. So here we have the banner unit Frost. So Frost is a transformation boost support type unit, but I am not really too enamored with what they did for him. I just feel like there's, like, you can't... Okay, releasing a banner unit just specifically as a support type character I think is a very good idea. But they gave Frost no ability to survive big time attacks from these big red zone bosses. So we're left with a situation where a new summonable character is just not very effective in real difficult content. So we can't really take Frost into one of these super tough fights and be confident he could be okay. It's like Dr. Zero and Dr. Mew. Like, Frost can do some stuff. He could do some decent damage. He's got additional, so he could support, but he just gets one-shotted, right? It's like, I would prefer, like, I can live with that if it's a free-to-play character, or if we're talking about a 2021 character, but an April 2023 character, he got caught and he took 1 million damage. Like, nah, man, I'm good on that, right? Like, we just got the Super Saiyan banner unit Vegeta, who is, you know, so good with his guard. We have characters like Yajirobe and Chilai and Piccolo and Android 8. Frost just pales in comparison. He does have his unit super attack, of course, with Frieza as well. So let me level him up, and let's get him to level 10 links and see how good Frost is. Again, I gave him full dodge because, I mean, if this character gets sniped, you lose. Alright guys, we are here in an event. Yes, I got Frost in slot 7. And the good news is we did manage to survive and reach this point. Unfortunately, this is what using Universe 6 looks like right now. Or Kale's team, I guess. It's just... the beginning of these fights, it's just like there's times... Because my rotation was AGL Kale, and Tech Kale and Khalifa. Like, there's nothing you could do, right, with that rotation. That's basically just like a reset. Or use like a Whis item or something like that. Luckily, Kale managed to live, so we get to this point. Now, my issue with Frost, right? Ah, damn, this kind of sucks. Now we're on turn 3, and the robot... I mean, is Golden Frieza just going to finish him off? Let's hope not. I'd like Frost to get some actual stuff in. Actually, wait. Could we get Golden Frieza's KO screen? That's so... Nah, let's just go for Frost. Let's just go for Frost. Alright, so Frost. I'm not really the biggest fan of Frost. This is a character that can do damage, and he can support transformation boost. But he doesn't fulfill the role I would like out of him, which is to help Kale, right? I feel like one of the major reasons that Super 17 and Kale feel like subpar releases, it is less to do with Kale and Super 17 themselves, and more so the shitty banner unit that came with them, who's just not good enough to be run. Frost can do damage, but this boy's got no defense whatsoever. It's like, if he gets caught, you're done. That's it. GG. So let's see. I'm going to go ahead and pop a Senzu right here. We're in a very, very tough fight, of course. This, of course, is the Red Zone Metal Cooler fight, which, again, is one of the tougher fights in the game, to be fair. So let's see how this goes. Now, Frost, we could see this here. Frost gets an additional 160% attack if the enemy is in the attack down, defensive down, stunned, or sealed. Now, one of the main reasons I chose Red Zone Metal Cooler, it's one of the toughest fights in the game, but we can get the Cyclopean Guard to be debuffed at the start, and then we're going to move into the AGL Metal Cooler phase where Frost has type advantage. So, Frost did 7 million right there. Well, he didn't finish, but there's his additional. So, Frost can do three supers. He can attack 3 times, right? And he can do decent damage. I mean, on a support unit, dropping 7 million attack stats, I mean, that's not nothing right there, right? Like, that's certainly what I would consider kind of like an impressive number right there. Let's just go ahead and transform with my Kale. This is actually pretty useful here. So we'll be able to, boom, get all of our links active and stuff like that. Yeah, nice. Okay, this is perfect. Vegeta is going to get his 3rd hit right here, and we're going to activate Vegeta's support buff. Okay, perfect, yeah. Looks like this... maybe I should have started the video just on that 1st or 2nd turn. But it's like, once we make it... That's, again, the weakness of Universe 6. The 1st turn, all Universe 6 characters suck ass, right? It's like Kale and Khalifa, Tech Kefla, right? AGL Kale is good, but she can't go in slot 1. So it's just like, it's very tough. That's why like LR Golden Frieza can be good. Tech Super Saiyan Vegeta, Dokkan Fest God Goku. Running these types of characters on the team is a necessity because you just don't have anything that could occupy slot 1, right? You're going to need real luck, good RNG with not only your opening rotations, but if the boss is popping a super right away or something like that. Is this double digits? This is double digits right here. This is Kale, dude. Yeah, yeah, nice try. That's Super Saiyan 2. Kale does not play around in Super Saiyan 2 form. And that, of course, we have the Super Saiyan Vegeta support active. This is what Kale can do. And it's just such a, like, literally Frost, like, we go through what he does. If you just give him a defensive tool for, him in slot 3, Frost becomes a very good character. Yet again, they're obsessed. Gotta make sure these units can do damage, and that's what hurts Frost a lot, is the fact that he does good damage. Like, double 7 millions for a banner unit is good. He's a support. It's too much. Like, he does damage and he supports, but he's a glass cannon. Like, he's unusable in tough fights. Why are you going to bring a character that's just going to get one-shotted, right? Like, what is the purpose of that? So let's go over some of the stuff about him. He does get 30% attack and defense from his normal super attack effect. With a Frieza, he does the unit super attack, which is 50% attack and defense, supreme damage. He seals and he has a high chance to stun, so that's very strong. But, I mean, it's like Battlefield, Super Battle Road. That type of content, Frost, if you have a Frieza on rotation, I believe it does need to be Frieza on rotation, by the way. It's not Frieza on the team, it's Frieza on rotation. I think the Dokkan Wiki has that incorrect. You do have to have Frieza on rotation with Frost in order to do the unit super attack. But, again, if you're in, like, Battlefield or Super Battle Road, like, that is a clincher. You're going to win off of that. With a seal, 50% chance to stun, and 50% attack and defense on a super attack effect, it's very good. Now, Frost, of course, is a support type unit. It's like, he does have a good support buff. Transformation boost, 1 key, 30% attack and defense. I'll take that. And then he gets an extra 10% attack, defense, and crit chance to Universal Survival Saga category enemies. So that is weird. He only supports for 1 key. I don't like that. This is the first time I've noticed that he doesn't give. He doesn't give an additional key. No, yeah, I'm looking at it. 10% attack, defense, and crit chance. But no additional key. That's so stupid. I really value the key. Right, like support units that can be used in tough content are to be cherished. Supports are just so important when you're in these really tough red zone fights against these bosses who are just blowing you away, right? Giving any extra stats to the anchors of the team is very important. I'm usually very favorable on these types of characters, but Frost just has nothing defensively, right? So, like, he's at 171k defense right here. He gets 160% attack and defense on super attack, and then he would get 50% because we have Frieza on rotation, and then any additional supers would give him 30% defense. He does have a built-in additional super, right? An additional has a high chance of being a super. He even lowers attacked enemies' attack by 20% for 2 turns if there's a transformation boost category ally in the same turn. So that's an extra debuff he applies. And then finally gets that extra 160% attack if the enemy's attack down, defensive down, stunned, or sealed. But I don't like that. I mean, yeah, great. More damage. It's not what this character needs. This character does not need to be doing damage. That's not winning fights, right? You take away most of what this Frost is doing, and you slap guard on him, or a little bit of damage, something to survive these hits, and he's just much better. I've seen a lot of discussion lately of people, like, not liking that these characters need to be tanky, but it's like, this is what happens with, like, this is a gacha game, right? It's a game that has power creep is eventually going to come to a point like this. This is not a Dokkan problem. This is any game that has, like, some sort of thing where there's going to be power creep, you're going to get to this point. Look at Legends. If you're a character in Legends and you don't have, you know, like, cover null, or you can't go type neutral, you know, if you don't have card draw speed, you don't have these crucial things, you just suck. You can't be used. It's the same thing now with Dokkan. It's just like, if these characters don't have guard, damage reduction, dodge, or, you know, 1.3 million defense, why are you using them? Why use a character that's just going to get you one shot? There's no point. And that's what this Frost is. Again, you give this Frost, you know, you take away a lot of the stuff. Again, a lot of the stuff. 4 million off of his attack stat, take away. And you give him guard, and this guy's, I think, a tremendous character. It's just way too often, like, this type of character just gets bullied. It's like, I tried to use Dr. Zhou and Dr. Mew in Super 17's World Tour, and it's just like, repeatedly, bam, 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 they're just getting one shot off the field. It's like, alright, I'm not using them anymore. And it's the same thing with Frost. Frost, I guess, we could potentially say he doesn't help Universe 6 as much as he probably should, too. Maybe he could have given Transformation Boost and Universe 6 support, because a perfect example is this rotation. TEQ Kefla, they're not that good, right? Until, like, a lot of turns pass, they do a lot of attacks. They're not on Transformation Boost, right? Let's see. Bond of Friendship, Rapid Growth, Peppy Gals, Universal Survival Saga, Patara, Pure Saiyan, Full Power, Universe 6, Join Forces, Super Saiyan 2, Final Trump Card, Time Limit, Accelerated Battle, Fuse Fighter, Power Beyond Super Saiyan. It is kind of annoying, some of these characters, right? STR Vegito is like this, where they fuse, they do transform in the animation, but they don't get put on Transformation Boost, because it's not, like, that does feel kind of shitty, because, I mean, Kefla does transform Super Saiyan 2 in the animation, just like Vegito transforms Super Saiyan in his animation. Maybe, like, because it's like, this character getting support from Frost would certainly help us quite a bit. Okay, I've blabbered away, my bad. I mean, there's a lot, listen, that's my job here, is to give, like, the thoughts and talk about these characters. Let's look at Frost's link set here. I think it's pretty bad. So, the order of the wiki, hold on, and some of these I don't recognize. This is Coward right here is what this is? No, this is Brutal Beatdown. So this is Brutal Beatdown, this is a good link. Good villain link, a lot of characters might have. This is Metamorphosis, again, a good villain link. It's a shame Frost, I mean, we could just skip to categories here. Transformation Boost, Universal Survival Saga, Universe 6. I don't know why he's not on Wicked Bloodline. I think it's really stupid that he's not. Because, I mean, again, he's got Metamorphosis right there. You know, the Coolers have that. That could be very helpful. Another character with Metamorphosis there could be useful. And he does buff Transformation Boost, which every Frieza clan member is on, right? Then this is the Coward link, which is worthless. I mean, this is a dead link 100% of the time, basically. Unfortunate. Then, of course, now we get Universe's Most Malevolent. This is the attack link. He has Warriors of Universe 6, but again, I mean, Universe 6 is just such a shitty team, and Frost isn't even supporting Universe 6, he's supporting Transformation Boost. So let's look at the characters. Who is he supporting here? Every character on this screen, Frost is only supporting Kale. Kale is the only character on, well, and STR, Super Saiyan 2 Kefla. Only those two characters is Frost supporting, right? LR, Kale, and Khalifa are not on Transformation Boost. That's it. Like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, this guy does not help Universe 6. And it's just a huge issue. He's on Tournament Power as well. As this team fills in, maybe this will be more useful. This guy is going to be good for any, like, transforming Saiyan characters. What's funny is he's mostly just going to be good as supporting Universal Survival Saga Saiyans, because it's Transformation Boost support, and then he also gives the additional to Universal Survival Saga, and then finally he has Fierce Battle, of course. I don't know. Let's just see again. My bad. I blabbered along for like 10 minutes, but let's just get the turn going. Now, Frost should be okay. We have type advantage. I don't think we're gonna die. We're gonna get to a point soon here. Remember, Golden Frieza is getting buffed by Frost, so Golden Frieza's damage is going up with Frost being around. We're not going to be able to run Golden Frieza in slot 1 in a second, though, which becomes an issue, right? I did get Golden Frieza in turn 1, so Golden Frieza's full damage reduction mostly is going to be gone. Alright, so 5.2 for Frost right there. Again, remember, he does have a built-in additional. I did give Frost the full dodge build, of course, obviously, because you think this character with no guard, no damage reduction, he's not at 1,000,000 defense, you think he's going to be okay against these big bosses? No. And I'm sorry, if they're giving us free-to-play characters and sub-EZAs, I can sit here and go, yeah, dude, Battlefield help, Burst Mode, and stuff like that. Like, I'm kind of okay with it, right? Like, a lot of those sub-EZAs, besides, like, AGL God Goku, the Saiyan Day EZAs, I'm not, like, you know, raging. Frost is a summonable unit. He just came out. He has the same. You could pull Kale, who is doing quad 10 millions and guarding, right? She took double digits from this boss. Or you could pull Frost, who sucks, and it's just gonna get one shot. Frost is just unacceptable, right? I mean, if Frost came out in October of 2021 along with Kabe, like he's equivalent, right? Like yeah, like Frost, Kabe, like who's better, man? Like obviously Frost is way better, but like Frost is just not built for the way these current stages are designed. And I'm sorry, but I'm just not gonna listen to bullshit. Frost is a summonable unit, right? Like you can make excuses for sub EZAs and free to play characters and stuff like that. Like they're not meant to come in here and destroy these red zone bosses. I think that's fair. But Frost is a summonable character. We can't use that same argument for him. Hell no. Dude, Frost needs to be stronger. He needs to be better. Kale is hurt by Frost's weakness, Frost's lack of synergy with Universe 6. Again, by the way, they give us a banner unit. Dude, Kale is just so ridiculous. But they give us this banner unit who, he has a unit super attack with Frieza, which is what makes him really good. But you can't even get that on Universe 6. Right? Like, you can't run the Universe 16 with a Frieza. It's just like Kabe. They give us Kabe, who has to have a Vegeta for his unit super. That type of design, I think, is worthless and trash. Alright, that was a pretty... the first two turns were hell. We just slithered by, and then it's complete domination from them. Because Kale and LR Kale and Caulifla, you know, Tech Kefla, these characters build up. As they build up, they're much better, but... I mean, right now, the current difficult content meta, you know, Metal Cooler Core, Red Zone Cell Max, stuff like that, like, you know, it is more focused at the start of these fights. You do want to keep that in mind. Let's do another I want to do a big rotation where we can have Frost with a lot of support and he gets his passive up. Again, just sort of seeing some of the stuff he could do. I am just not a fan of this character, though. There's turns he can look good, but this is not a character who's going into a lot of this difficult content and really helping. And it's not like it's a new Red Zone stage that came out like last month, came out for Saiyan Day. Oh damn, you know, he's getting crushed in the new stage. I mean, these are, you know, 6-year-old stages, 6-month-old stages, and Frost is just not good enough for them. That's a bummer. All right, guys, I just want to get a couple more rotations of Frost. We're gonna go here into the Legendary Goku event. Probably a more applicable spot for Frost, honestly. Because again, he's at 155k defense right there. We don't have Frieza on this rotation, so he'd be getting 30% from his super attack effect, and then also 160% from his passive super attack buff. Okay, let's just put... I mean, Frost is not a character that goes in slot 1. That's not his role or purpose or anything like that. Let's just do this. This is a good turn because I could show that, again, it's Frieza needs to be on rotation with Frost. It's not on the team, which I don't know why they did that too. That's an unnecessary buff. I think unit super attacks are fine, but I just don't really see, like Kabe's right here is Vegeta on the team, right? Fine. I think that's fine, but not Frost. Frost has to have Frieza on the rotation for some reason. It's not the biggest deal ever, right? Like, there's worse things that could have happened, but it is still an unnecessary, like debuff to him. Because, like, we have Frieza on the team, but he doesn't start out on the exact rotation, so it's going to be a couple of turns until we get him next to him. Like, come on. Like, I wish they would have given Frost... I get that Frost is not popular. He's not, like, a major character or anything like that, but, like, they could have made him good, right? Like, you know, it's never stopped, like... You know, we've had characters who are not hype or anything like that who have been insanely busted. Why not Frost, man? Alright, guys, we got another rotation with Frost here. I mean, this is a fairly decent turn. You know, we're going to have Metamorphosis with Garlic Jr. Garlic Jr. is supporting him as well. The only thing is, I mean, Kabe is pretty weak, so... like, if this Goku super attacks right away, like, do we die in the GT Legendary Goku event? Again, a lot of these Universe 6 options are just trash, right? Like, okay, like, let's just pray that Kabe... Alright, again, here's Kabe's unit super attack. Yet one more time, I'm going to complain that Frost is not, which is Frieza on the team. Next turn, we're going to have Frieza on rotation with Frost, which is going to help out for sure. Okay, damn it. That's going to hurt a little bit. Well, okay, that's not really too bad. Alright, 5.7 Frost. Yeah, dude, his damage is too high. Like, that's why, like, Dokkan, like, they flipped them and shipped them like this. They're like, yeah, dude, look at this damage. This is a support who's doing, like, 5 million, 6 million, 7 million, stuff like that. They're like, oh, yeah, dude, he's cooking. Well, yeah, but, like, every character could do damage. That doesn't separate good characters. Damage is not what separates good characters, right? It's not. It's not. All right, I'm going to give Vegeta's support. We're going to have a mega juiced up turn awaiting Frost next turn. We will see how he's going to do. All right, guys, there we go. So this is a very good rotation for Frost. We have Vegeta's 2-turn support buff up. We're going to have the unit super attack with this Frieza. This Frieza supports. We have Kabe up, who's getting some of these Universe 6 links up for us. Tournament of Power and Wars Universe 6. And he's supporting. So, I mean, we just got a lot for Frost right here. So let's just see what Frost can do. Again, I think his damage here, considering Frost is supporting as well, I think his damage here is actually going to really be very impressive. I mean, if a support is breaking 5 million, I feel like that is very good. But, you know, I've talked a lot, and I've talked enough about it. It's like a support does not need to be doing damage to help. That's not going to be what is going to win us these fights. Dude, that Frieza animation is so damn goofy. I love Frieza. Alright, so we did that. There's a second super attack. So remember, any subsequent supers would not be the unit super attack. So there is Frost, man. Let me know what you guys think of the banner unit Frost. Again, I'm not really too high on him. You know, it's like, yeah, he can get that extra attack buff, right, when the enemy is debuffed, but, like, that's not going to help you anywhere relevant, right? Like, that's a great mechanic for a free-to-play character. Let's give him the big buff when the enemy's debuffed and stuff. Like, that's... I think Dokkan could have done a little bit better with Frost, unfortunately, here. Alright, guys, another rotation I want to get. Dude, it's so funny. This event, like, Zamasu, just, he can't handle Kale. Like, I actually am not even going to be able to see what I want to see from Zamasu, because Kale just hits so hard and does so many attacks. Let's see if hopefully Zamasu will be able to heal up enough. Kale just obliterates this Zamasu. You know, back in the day, this guy was invincible and stuff like that. All right, let's see what Frost does. So here he's at 7.46. This is no unit super attack. We do need Frieza on rotation as well. And then there we go. See, Frost can do like good damage in terms of his stats and stuff like that, right? Like that's the one thing he can do. All right, so he healed up. Hopefully Kale could, like, damn near one turn this guy. Please, no, Kale. All right, we'll come back once we get, like, a unit super attack turn for Frost. And then also with the support. Again, he could do decent damage. And I just want to show that as well. All right, guys, last rotation. Let's go ahead and do this. We have a very decent rotation for Frost. A lot of his links activated. We'll have the unit super attack and stuff like that. Let's just see the damage we can do in this rotation. Again, with Zamasu debuffed here as well, we will be able to get a decent turn out of our boy Frost. All right, so let's get this rotation right here. Let's see the damage that Frost will do on this turn, and then we'll finish up. So again, let me know what you guys are thinking about our boy banner unit Frost here. Unfortunately, this is just going to be a character where, you know, you pull him unfeatured and you go, okay, sure, right? He's not exactly a character I think anyone would want to or need to hunt this guy to buff teams. I mean, his support could be useful if he literally never gets targeted ever, I guess. 8.91 he gets up to right there. Okay. And then remember, he does have his built-in additionals as well. Guaranteed additional normal, 50% chance it's a super. 9.39 he gets up to as he's, you know, buffing his attack within the turn. So there is banner unit Frost. All right, guys, this is Domination by Force Frost final form. His leader skills transformation boost, category key 3 and 130% of stats. His super attack is the Chaos Beam, which raises attack and defense by 30% for one turn, and then does supreme damage to the enemy. His unit super attack, Pact of F, he greatly raises attack and defense for one turn, so 50% buff. He does supreme damage to the enemy, and then he seals and has a 50% chance of stunning the enemy. So very strong super attack effect right there. Again, that if you have a Frieza on rotation, which that's how you activate this. Again, the wiki says Frieza on the team, but it's Frieza on rotation is what it is. If you have a Frieza on rotation and you're in, you know, chain battle, super battle road, battlefield, I mean, Frost will dominate for sure. But again, a summonable unit, like, yeah, you know, I need them to dominate in red zone too. Summonable characters. Sorry, it's not, you know, January 2022, right? Like, you know, need to be a little bit better. So again, he could do the Pact of F, and that's if Frieza is on the rotation. His passive skill, F for Revenge, gives him 80% attack and defense at the start of turn. Then he gets another 160% attack and defense on super attack. Then he gives Transformation Boost category allies 1 key and 30% attack and defense. And then if they're also Universal Survival Saga, they get an additional 10% attack, defense, and chance to crit. So if we get like a transforming UI Goku in the future, or Evolution Blue Vegeta, or, you know, some sort of Kefla, or any like Saiyan character, Frost would help them a lot, right? But like, is that not stupid? I feel like Frost should be helping Universe 6, man. I don't know. I don't know what their future release schedule looks like, right? Like, we get all these transforming TOP Saiyans, maybe Frost could be helpful. I don't know. We'll see, right? Then Frost also launches a guaranteed additional that has a high chance, a 50% chance, of being a super attack, and the attacked enemy's attack gets debuffed by 20% for 2 turns when your team has another Transformation Boost category ally on the rotation. That attack debuff, along with the seal, along with the stun, is crazy. Again, in chain burst mode, battlefield, or super battle road. Then finally, Frost gets an additional 160% attack when the target enemy is in attack down, defensive down, stunned, or sealed. This is pretty pointless besides those modes. This is just going to artificially make this guy look better to some people. Oh my god, look at this damage. Yeah, well, guess what? When you're doing real bosses, you can't do any of those things. So it's a worthless ability. Again, if we're talking like a free-to-play character or sub-EZA with these abilities, sure. But Frost is summonable. He's not a sub-EZA, sorry. His links are Universe's Most Malevolent, Metamorphosis, Brutal Beatdown, Coward, Tournament of Power, Wars of Universe 6, and Fierce Battle. 12 Q multiplier is 140%. And then another huge L for Frost, as he only has the few short teams here. Transformation Boost, which he's a strong support unit for. Again, if he just guarded, this guy would be crazy, right? He's on Universal Survival Saga as well. And then finally, he's on Warriors of Universe 6. So there's this banner unit, Frost. Kale's struggles with her team, in large part, I think, rests on this guy's shoulders. If this was a strong character that you could run alongside Kale and he could help her, awesome. But he's not, right? And Super 17 had the same issue with Dr. Zhou and Dr. Mew. These banner units, like, God Goku's the one where they're like, all right, man, let's go ahead and give him the dominant, like, banner unit. Why? Like, it's like, dude, that Vegeta could have sucked ass. It would change nothing in the game. Frost and Dr. Zhou and Mew, they needed to be useful. It's such a bummer. We have a million Vegetas and we're going to get a million more. Like, Vegeta's always going to be good in Dokkan. And it's like, these characters who could help these niche teams are mid, and, well, that's just a death sentence for some of these teams. So, let me know what you guys think of Frost. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time.